love this debate. Should a man be a provider? Should a man provide 100%? Is this manly duty? Should a man do this? Well, first of all, you know what a lot of fathers and also with that comment, that question, secondly, I'm getting so tired of people blaming where they're at in their life based on their childhood. I didn't have no mama. I didn't have no daddy. I'm so sick of this bullshit. I'm so sick of niggas and their fucking stories. Men and women. The world doesn't give a fuck about our past. They don't. They care about where we're at right now. The world doesn't know about your past. The world doesn't know about my past, about my childhood, about this or that or whatever. How I got jumped, how some people got raped, they'll molest. Nobody. So sick of people and their motherfucking stories talking about shit they still traumatized over something that happened 10, 20 years ago. Which nobody knows. This is all in their fucking head. And even if they do know, they didn't forgot. Shit. Your family forget about your asses. They got their own family. I mean, because they got their own shit going on.
There's a downhill ahead.
Not even just their own family. They got their own shit going on. That's what people don't be fucking realizing. A lot of times people overthink and think everybody's thinking about them. Everybody's out to get them. That's that hood mentality. That's that hood victim mindset. It's like that in the white communities, like that in the black communities. And it's not up to you to save everybody. You know, a lot of poor people love to try to save everybody. I know. It's one thing I realize. A lot of poor people love to be Captain Save-A-Ho. But let's go back to the point of men being a provider. This is what I realized. You need a provider job. This is what I think men don't tell other men. It's easy to be the provider if you got a provider job. It's hard to be a provider when you don't make that much money. Let's say you work in fast food or retail. Or like a lot of these women that's like a caregiver or like do hair. They struggling for decades, bro, into their 40s and 50s. Or just work a lot of dead-end jobs. Step one is being in a career for a long time. They don't make any money. Or, jump around to dead-end jobs. Okay, a lot of people work hard, See, if you focus, if you stop and think, you see a man that makes 100K, right? You see another man that makes 200K, right? And and there's men that make more than 200K. Okay, let's just say that. The industry that they're in, these when you have this type of money, it's easier to be a provider. It really is. You can't be a provider working at Walmart. You can't be a provider being a caregiver, housekeeper, cook. Most fast food and retail jobs, Some gurus say you should get married and build. I disagree. I completely disagree. Get married and build from the ground up while you're poor broke? I completely disagree. And marriage does not mean you're going to be more successful in life. I completely disagree. Think marriage? No. I completely disagree. Like one of my aunties, she's with a guy now. She's been with a lot of bad guys, but now she's with a guy that make over 200K. Okay, I can tell by the way he moves and what he do and where they live at and all this other shit. I know he making money. I been knew he was making money. And he told us he make over 200K. One year he made 250. Okay? Where they live at, their lifestyle, they this, they that. I knew he made good money. You can't tell me otherwise. But it's easy to be a provider. Think of what lacks in some male in general, what a man to man don't tell other men, is just that you need to have a provider job. You can't work these dead-end jobs. Like, for an example, me. I've said this before a while back, but I'm going to say it again. Like I said, I worked in food service for over 10 years. Like, it's different sectors of food service, but I'm just going to say food service. Food service, retail, these are piss poor jobs. Even if you've been there for 10 or 20 years, they don't pay that much money. Okay? They're really not a provider. That's not a provider job. They don't get paid that much money, even after 10 or 20 years. It's easier to be a provider male if you make provider money. Go around to your suburbs. If you live in the Chicago area, live in the Atlanta area, just look at them houses. The houses don't alone tell you much. You see mortgages $2,200. You see mortgages $2,700. Okay, let you know. Okay, the motherfuckers making way over $100,000. Okay, and there's lots and lots of houses in every suburb where houses are $2,200, $2,800 a month. They mortgage. There's lots of houses like that. What does that mean? There's lots of people making $200K, or maybe they'll have a combined income. Now, but shit, that's what I think. Man to man, they don't talk. Everybody talks about money. It's hard to be a provider male when you don't make provider money. That's what nobody tells you. And then what fathers should tell those sons or mothers, which they don't, because they're not. A lot of people are smart, but they don't know how to teach. Or a lot of people are just so illiterate, they don't know how to teach. Anybody can be a provider male if you make provider money. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to raise a family off $50,000. Okay? It is. Parents don't teach you that. Instead, they help out their young kids while they work these daddy-in jobs and be like, get your life together. And what they really don't talk is so easy for young people to have 3 kids and need way more money, but their income don't go up. It's so easy for a young man to pregnate a young girl, and by the time they're 30, they have 2 or 3 kids. And so they need way more money. Now they really need like $100K income, really. And even with $100K income, they're not balling. See what I'm saying? For an example, poor people get 5 to 10K when they got low income and they got multiple kids. Well, all at one time, $5,000 seems like it's a lot of money, but long term, throughout the year, $5,000 is not a lot of money, especially when you got 3 kids. Now, you give that person $5,000 all at one time. They think that's a lot of money. Well, it's technically not when you think about the long term, because throughout the whole fucking year, you're going to have these kids. It takes way more than $5,000. Y'all going to spend $5,000 on eating just in a few months. I mean, like 3 months. You got to eat up $5,000 worth of groceries. You see what I'm saying? I mean, like, bro, they don't tell you that. You don't realize that. And what I realize about the low income people that got the 3 kids, they have an income problem. They need more money. You see what I'm saying? Not you being the caregiver, being a home health care aide, STNA, bitch, you got 3 kids at home. What the fuck is that? So the government gives some of these bitches $700 in food stamps and Section 8, and they still struggle. You know why they still struggle? Because their level of responsibility is so high. You ask yourself, why do these people still struggle? They get like $700 in food stamps. They rent is really low. They don't have enough money coming in to take care of this family that they have, even at a basic low level. At a basic low level, you think about how much money you need to make to raise a family. Depends on how big your family is. I'm gonna go with $100K. Oh, and it depends on what area that you live in. Oh, forgot about that. Yes, another variable, how much money you need, depends on what area of the United States you live in. New York and California, you could just double that number. New York and California, you probably need $200K. Let's just say a family of 3. 3 kids, wife, husband. You need a net of over $100K, especially in all the major cities. Let's just go like Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta. Let's just go like them. You need over $100K. You need like $150. Okay, and that's at a basic middle class level. Basic. The thing what parents don't tell us, because sometimes your parents don't know. A lot of 40 and 50-year-old people don't know shit about money. They still thinking that the government is going to save them. I'm going to vote for Trump or Biden. That's why I don't give a fuck about politics. Because the industry that you work in can help elevate your life, not who's for president. See how stupid that is? Or not how much I pray. You see how stupid that is too? And think about everybody that you know as you get older. See, young people may not know this, but as you get 40 and 50, think about the people that you know that make 100K. Think about the people that you know that make 200K, and think about the industries that they work in. Okay? And then think about the poorest people that I know is people that work in food service, retail, or some type of caregiver. These are low level jobs, even after 5, 10 years of doing that shit. Even after a decade of doing it, you still don't get paid a lot of money. It's easy to be the provider male if you make 200K. So some niggas pay rent and don't even think about it. You see what I'm saying? So you're making 200K, they pay rent, they don't even think about it. I got it. They don't even think about it. They can afford to be a simp. Some niggas can afford to be a simp. They can afford to go to the strip club, get them some high-class hooker, and don't even think about it. They don't even think about it. Why? Because their income is so high. Excuse me. The main thing nobody talks about is not staying in poor industries. That's where a lot of men and women fail. This is what nobody teaches you. And then sometimes when you're 20, when you're young, you don't realize this. You just think, oh my God, look at these losers working at McDonald's. Look at these 40 and 50-year-old losers working at Walmart. Or these 40-year young people. Young people look down on these older people working these kind of dead-end jobs, and they just think in their mind, as they're so young and naive, they think, oh, when I get 30, that ain't gonna be me. Oh, when I get 40, these motherfuckers is losers. They look, see, some young people, young and ignorant and naive, they just look down on your ass when you worked at McDonald's, or when you worked at let's say the warehouse job, or these other jobs, just basically right next to the young people. Okay, because in some industries you got somebody that's 22 working right next to somebody that's 45. They may think, oh, you just a loser. When I get older, I ain't gonna never be working here. They don't realize it's not really about age. It's more about a skill, getting a skill. You see what I'm saying? And that 40-year-old could have had a skill and they got let go from their job or whatever could have happened to them. And so now they had to go work here to make some money. Okay? But the one thing I realized, it's easy to be a provider male when you make provider money. Shit. One thing nobody talks about. It's not about prayer. It's not about who's in Congress, who's the fucking president. And I also think, this is one thing I kind of think too on the small tip. Whoever's a part of revenue can make a lot of money. Think about real estate agents. Think about truck drivers. Why do we make some of the money that we make? Because some trucks out here gross 8 to 10 grand a week. Or let's just say 6 to 8 grand a week. Some trucks make thousands of dollars a week. Some of us out here do similar of the same job. But some trucks will just we are a part of revenue. So the more loads we deliver, or we deliver high value loads and shit like that, we make money that way. Go back to real estate agents. Why some real estate agents make money? Because they're selling a high-end product, which is a house, right? All you gotta do is make enough sales. Same with cars. Car salesmen, people that sell cars. Why do they make the money that they make? Shit. That's why nobody talks about that. And then they talk about young people being poor. Bro, you gotta stop. We gotta stop putting people on labels. They're not poor because they're young. They're poor because what they do, the industry that they work in. That's what nobody talks about. Young people usually work in fast food and retail. Some of them may stay in there for years. Some of them may get a higher education and leave. Okay? like being a server, waiter, them type of jobs, okay? But some people may go to management, be a manager at Walmart, be a manager at McDonald's, or, some, right? The industry that you work in is everything, bro. That's what nobody says. The industry that you fucking work in. I'm so tired of motherfuckers being a provider male. The industry. Take your personal feelings out of it. It's not about how much that you pray. It's not about who's in government. Think about your friend. Think about the guy or girl that you know that make $100K or $200K. Does that got shit to do with them praying? No. Does their job have shit to do? Do they make $100K or $200K because the government, because of who's the president, who's not the president? No. No. That's what nobody talks about, is the industry that you work in. You can't stay in low-paying jobs for 10, 20 years. Nothing changes. And then on top of that, the icing on the cake, the less money you make, the harder life is, because it's harder for you to bounce back. These people at the bottom, what's on the bottom of that, is like when people get tickets. So they're already struggling, then now they got to pay this $1,000 ticket. Now they got to pay this $500 ticket because they didn't pay it on time. Now it's $500. Or they got to try to get their license back and it's $1,000, but they don't got the money. So, you see what I'm saying? People at the bottom, it's like a domino effect. The more money you make in life, the easier life is. That you can handle fuck-ups. That's what I mean. When you're struggling, when you make like $40,000, $50,000 and something happens, it can be catastrophic. It can be just devastating. Shit, it can be just devastating, man. That's all I can say. That's what nobody tells you. Industry. And then once you put kids in it, you automatically need like $100K. And newsflash, poor people or people with lower income job, $100K does not mean you're rich or balling. That just puts you in the middle class. With kids, that puts you in the middle class. Without kids or wife, because as a man, a wife costs. I may be wrong, but I'm just going to say it. A wife costs a man. She costs you. She will cost you. A family will cost a man. Yes, it will. A wife will cost a man. Yes, it will. That's what I believe. Telling people to get your life together. First, it all starts with income. It all starts with money first. Money, because money can solve a lot of people's problems. It can. Sometimes they can make good money, but it's not consistent. Money can solve so many poor people problems. Like I watch police body cam and people be having their license suspended. They got multiple kids and they work at the gas station. They don't hardly make any money. They got family. Like I said, think about that concept. When you have 3 kids plus a wife, and your wife gets $5,000 in income tax time at one time. Go back to my point. It seems like a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. Actually, she would be better off making $100,000. But she don't see that because she don't. Poor people don't see that. They'll be better off making more money versus getting that $5,000 once a year. But your level of responsibility is just so high. Your level of, that's why the government comes in. The government, you don't even see it. The government gives a lot of people, poor people, they give them Section 8, right? So you get Section 8. You got a low income job, and I give you, let's say, $700 a month in food stamps. Now, $700 a month, technically not that much money when you got 3 kids. I swear to fucking God, these fucking mamas. Shit. But, you know, we're not taught that. And then, you know, sometimes as you get older, you just have built-in biases. So sometimes people in their 40s and 50s are not financially illiterate. Like, you can be financially illiterate and understand how money works at any age, at any pay grade. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can make $50,000 and realize, hey, $50,000 not a lot of money. I'm gonna live like I'm poor, even though I make $50,000. I don't got a lot of kids. I don't got no kids, but I only make $50,000. I'm gonna go rent a room, or I don't know, stay with one of my cousins, and you know, just live like a poor nigga. You know, I'm not balling, but I'm not poor. See what I'm saying? Most people live beyond their means. And then marriage, most marriages, I'll probably say most marriages, if the husband died or lost his job, they couldn't afford the mortgage. The mortgage is just that fucking high. Especially if your man make like $150 and y'all mortgage is like $2,500. Shit. You know how much money $2,500 is? It's so much motherfucking money, they don't even know. They don't even fucking know. Fucking crazy. But see, this is nobody talks about. Just to recap again. Younger people, or people in general, need to not work daddy jobs for more than 3 years. You need a skill that can pay you money. A man can
There's a downhill ahead.
Man can be a provider male when you have provider money. A lot of daddy jobs, you don't have provider money. So it's good, honest, working people. People with no criminal record. They've been working honest all their life. Ain't never did nothing wrong. Why they struggling? Probably don't got kids. Why they struggling? They don't make that much money. Okay? Honest, good working people. Been a cook for 10 years. Been a receptionist for 10 years. They don't make that much money. It's easy to be a provider male when you make provider money. I'm getting married when you poor. No. Getting married when you poor, no. And you are gonna build while you're married, no. But some people do. Okay, some people do build while they're married. I think the most important thing you should do is focus on finances. But most people live in their emotions. People live in their emotions, bro. Don't be worried about, you know, if your wife cheating on you, or, you know, I know poor people, they struggling, and all they worried about is their boyfriend cheating on them. Or your girlfriend. I be like, dude, that's I don't when you poor and y'all struggling, y'all about to be homeless, and y'all don't got no. Let's focus on money. I don't give a fuck if you going out there getting gang banged by 10 niggas, or he's sleeping with 10 hoes. I don't give a fuck. We need to focus on money. But see, poor people, men and women, especially women, live in their emotions. They focus on the wrong thing. Money is so important. Just let everything else go. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you banging a neighbor. I don't give a fuck. We need to focus on this money. Being financially responsible, especially if you got kids. I don't give a fuck about what he said down the street. I don't give a fuck about that. You know, let's focus on this. The thing I think I realized, people focus on so much. Their brain is in all directions. They need to focus on things that matter and just let everything else go. My wife getting gangbanged by 10 niggas. I don't care. I'm trying to focus on paying the rent. I don't give a fuck. We about to get put the fuck out. Okay, yeah. I don't give a fuck about that. Who cares? Is it going to be on the news? Is it going to go viral? No. We'll fucking face some homeless, stupid. That's important. You know, I think people, as you get older, you got to take your emotions out of it and focus on the things that matter. Money matters. Money does matter. As people get older and they have all these kids, and then they can't afford to take care of their family because they don't make that much money. Shit. This 3 kids take so much money, bro. 3 kids? Just 3 kids take so much money in middle class America. Like I said, if you live in New York City or you live in LA, shit, that number may be 200K. And like I said, it depends on the area that you live in. But most areas, 3 kids, that man needs to make a minimum of 100K in today's world, in my opinion.